Hello, one and all. How goes it, amigos? Chapal Dave on the job site once again. Beautiful Friday. What, I think it's the 17th. Just strolling around, taking a look. There's been a lot of really good progress today. But gosh, what a gorgeous day it is up here. The temperature's just starting to come down now. It's just about 4 o'clock. It's still a little warm, but beautiful day. Beautiful day. It's always beautiful up here. Look at that view. Freaking love it up here. Let me swing around so you guys can see what's been going on, because there's been a bit. So I think the bathroom's done. Sorry, just checking to make sure. That looked like it was concrete in there for a second. It's just water. I was like, man, the guys got to clean that with that trowel in there. It would never come out. Oh, look at that. So the toilet's in. Water line's right there. Ready to be hooked up. I think the toilet is without guts. I think we need to get a float. No, the float's in there, but the rest of the guts are missing. That's no biggie. That's easily fixed. Well, they got the tank in place right there. They need another L-joint to make the connection, and then they should be in business. But this is going to serve us really well. You know, it's going to be nice to have a proper toilet up here. And, you know, like I said last time, once we get started into the main house, we're probably going to have a lot more guys up here. And, you know, want to have a place for them so that it's comfortable. And look in here. Now they filled in this trench, which is no big deal, you know, just this part, which is going to be part of the foundation of the main house, but obviously this will all be gone at that point. But we got this sink, and look, they got some water hooked up and everything, and created a nice little spot in here where it's shaded. I think they're going to do another little table, finish off the top on that one. But it's great because they've been able to use all of our scraps from before for this kind of stuff. So we didn't have to go and buy a bunch of new stuff. Well, this is looking really cool. Anything in the fridge? No. I'm just curious. So anyway, let's take a walk over here. Show you everything else that's been going on. That tank right there is going to be one of our reserve water tanks. I want to get one more. And it's going to go up in the corner up over there. I'll show you in a sec. But we got the other one, obviously, that's over there for the toilet. But we need another one. This is one of the septic pits that we're working on. Initially, I had thought we wanted to do a metal lid. Then I found out metal lids are super expensive, not just the materials, but there's a lot of fabrication that has to take place. So we decided we're going to do concrete lids. So much easier, thanks to Mark Goldman, my buddy and contractor up here, who said, don't do metal, do concrete. And as soon as I mentioned that to Danny, he was like, yeah, concrete. And I'm like, man, you got to tell me this stuff. I'm new at this. This is like my very first big building project like this. And anything that I've even been remotely associated with has been in Colorado, where we do things a little bit differently. So I'm like, let's do it then. If that's what we need, if we should do concrete, then let's do it. But this is where the septic line comes out. It's all plumbed through that post right there. It'll come here and make a 90. And then I guess it has to come back here, because this gray one is what leads into the leach field, which is underneath all of this right here. So I'm sure I'm butchering the definition of all this stuff. Somebody more knowledgeable would easily be able to correct me. But whatever, I'm winging it. So this one's also in process. This is a lot of what the guys were working on today. I got a couple cool planters the other day from PriceSmart. 20 bucks, 28 bucks each. There's a blue one and the yellow one's inside that. You know, you get things when you see them. Oh yeah, I got a couple rolls of fake grass, because the idea is going to be that this portion here on top of these pump houses for the pool this is going to be where the fake grass goes. So, yeah, nice little area where you can have a couple chairs, enjoy the view when that tree's cut back, which it will be. But more importantly, the guys have got, I believe, all the welding done upstairs. Now this is where that other water tank is going to go. Oh, sorry, there's my finger. Signature Dave video. So one of the tanks will go there. Actually, they're both going to go there because they're going to be stacked, one on top of the other. And that way, in the event that something happens with the well, which has already happened a couple times, the last time we lost water, it was just because somebody who was up on that property didn't know what they were doing and they turned the valve off. The well serves my property and then this house next door. And then, can you even see it up there? Let's zoom in a bit. There's another job site being built up there, and that property is actually where the well sits. So it was somebody up there doing maintenance. They haven't started on that yet, or I don't know. I sure haven't seen them doing anything up there. But they dropped off a ton of materials. That one's being done with that Build Block product, where it's like styrofoam molds, basically. And once they're in place, you pour the concrete into them, and it's a much faster process. But it was super expensive. I looked into it. Really nice guy who I talked to, but just not in my budget. So all of the welding and a lot of the painting is already done. Just curious, so slowing down, checking me out. That happens a lot. It's a construction site. You can expect that. Although there's not much further up the road. So I'm always curious when a car does come up here, it's like what they're up to. All the railings are done. Everything's looking good. Looks like it should be framed, right? I say it every time. You look at that opening for the window and it's just gorgeous. And up we go. Still need to finish that one little piece of the roof, but that's because they're still working on the gutter and getting it all finished. But look at this. All of the welding is done all the way around. The red paint is anti-corrosive, and then the brown paint is the finish color. But we also replaced all of the old floorboards that were too thin with the proper stuff. And this crazy contraption here is a support for scaffolding because the guys were putting up this soffit piece, which will be for the gutter. One more piece there to add. And then it's actually, I think, a gutter contractor who will come and do the final work. And then this is where the downspout will go. And then there's a ground drain down on the bottom floor that'll collect all of it and take it all the way down that hill, way down yonder. But this looks great. You know, it still wiggles a little bit more than I want it to. But you know what? We'll get it figured out. Maybe it'll be a little bit more solid. I thought it'd be a little bit more solid, and it probably is a little bit more solid now that the new floors are in. But you know, I don't know if I'd mentioned this before, but there weren't any formal plans for this project. We were kind of winging it. And that's really on me because we had formal plans and then I scrapped them because it was only for a one-story building and that just wasn't going to cut it. We were going to lose all of that amazing view off in this direction if we were just on one ground floor. So by just coming up a floor, it makes it so much nicer. And there they go again. So probably somebody with no business being up here, which is why the gate is getting fixed down the hill. We have a really nice electric gate down at the bottom of the hill, but we'd been having consistent problems with the electricity. So we finally got that fixed. and the gate should be operational here hopefully next week. I was just checking it as I was coming up the hill, and it looks like they've got all the posts in place and everything. Speaking of posts, we're still waiting on our electrical. It's such a pain. The electrical co-op is just a pain in the butt. We're supposed to run from the post, which is right over there, to our post on the other side of the street there, and then across the street here. But this length here is just slightly too long. So we have to do a mother may I and ask for a variance and all of that, which is totally easily done. It just means more hoops to jump through. I also finally got my little security camera up and running there. And it's so cool. It's got great features, and it's got, night vision, and it's got a motion detector light on it. So I can watch it from either my phone or my laptop. It's pretty cool. So one of the reasons I wanted to do this video today was because we're working on some of the finishing stuff, like floors. Floors both upstairs there and in here. I want to do plastic laminate, basically a fancy word for linoleum these days. But with this being a rental, I'm thinking people aren't always that great to, as far as taking care of things. So let's have something that's super durable. And the laminates that they make these days are really, really nice. So I'm thinking that we'll do laminate in this main space, or one type of laminate in this main space, and then probably here where you see the wall for the bathroom, we'll do something different in the kitchen. So a line right along here, and then everything in here will be a different type of flooring. And then yet again, something different in here. I actually saw these really cool panels that are like small little pebbles, where, it looks really cool and it gives you some grip, but it's not like uncomfortable on bare feet or anything. We can do all sorts of wall finishes in here too. I saw a really cool bamboo, like wallpaper, I guess. It was actually like grassy type of bamboo, but it was on a wallpaper. It wasn't just like an image of bamboo. Do something along here, because this is where the vanity and the sink is going to be here. This is the shower over here where you see the little nozzle sticking out there. So anyway, thank goodness I've got my friend Teresa Lipsy, Lady Lipsy, wife of one of my best friends, although she's a best friend too now, who's going to help me with this. We were just chatting a little bit earlier today, so I'll make sure to send her this video so she can see what we're looking at. But with kind of wanting to go with a bamboo theme, I'm thinking that's what I want the color to look like on the floor here, is kind of bamboo-y, I guess, kind of a blonde floor. And then we can do any type of finishing touches that we might want. But I'm excited that we're getting to this phase. And actually, we're going to start moving forward with some other pieces too. Like I was just shopping for pool tiles today for the perimeter. I think the bottom is going to be pretty much just straightforward. I don't think I'm going to do anything too fancy on the bottom, but I definitely want to do some cool tiles, and I saw just some beautiful mosaics at the tile place today. So that's going to be on the list to at least buy that stuff next week, and then we'll see about, when they actually get installed. But it's good to have stuff like that standing by in the event that the guys are working on something and something comes along to hold them up on whatever they're working on. And hey, we can work on the tile for a bit. So yeah, that's where we're at. I grabbed this cabinet from my rental house where it just was sitting being not used. It kind of fell apart on the way up here, but it's just plastic. Pop that back together and have a storage space so things aren't just sitting out like this all the time. They can put things away as they need to. That's it for a Friday afternoon, my friends. I hope everything's going well with you guys. I can't wait for you guys to come up and see this in person. And yeah, to be continued. Take care.